Thin silver hair can look fuller by next Tuesday morning. No magic serum, no helmet hair. It starts with one choice, lob versus bob, after 60. You'll leave with a quick 1-minute test to pick your length. Plus, a heads up about the one danger length most women regret, we'll name it, right after we set your frame. Pick the cut that works with your silver, not against it, and everything gets easier. Volume shows up, styling time calms down, and your face looks softly framed instead of boxed in. Here's the quiet truth people forget. This isn't short versus long. It's where the weight sits and where the eye lands. A lob anchors just below the collarbone and reads as ease and movement. A bob sits at or above the jaw and reads as structure and lift. Both can be gorgeous on thin, silver strands. The win is matching the geometry to your features, habits, and climate. In about half a minute, I'll show you where to set your frame so thin hair looks instantly fuller. Let's make your choice feel obvious without feeling predictable. Think of your face like a landscape and your haircut like a picture frame. Where the ends land changes everything. When hair stops right at the jaw, the line can carve out cheekbones and make the jaw look defined, even lifted. It's the difference between a picture with a crisp black frame and one with a soft matte. Same photo, different focus. On thin silver hair, that clean edge can create the illusion of density because the eye reads edge before it reads strand count. Edge beats strands. Run your fingers along your jawline. That little curve? A bob can echo it and make your smile sit forward in the frame. Now, drop the frame lower. A lob that brushes your collarbone is like opening a window suddenly. You get movement. A breeze in the grocery store parking lot, the collar of your denim shirt catching a few ends, a little sway as you turn your head motion equals fullness. Silver loves this because shine shows on longer strokes. If your features are strong, or your glasses are bold, hello, tortoiseshell queens, a lob softens the picture so hair doesn't compete with frames. The same person can look severe at chin length and softer, just 2 inches longer. It's about where the ends stop relative to your bone structure and wardrobe. Placement is power. Here's a quick visual. Stand in front of a mirror, shoulders relaxed. Hold a wooden spoon under your jaw. Then, hold it at the top of your collarbone. Which position makes your eyes look brighter? That's your length bias talking. And comfort matters too. If scarves and high collars are your winter love language, a bob plays nicer with those layers. If you live in cardigans and open necklines most of the year, the lob's gentle sweep will feel effortless. Ask yourself quietly, does your smile grow when you see your hair move, or when you feel that airy lift? If your answer was lift, here's the secret. Volume isn't magic, it's math. Fine, silver hair collapses when the weight line sits too low and the roots are ignored. A bob sidesteps both problems by lifting the weight higher and shortening the lever arm. Shorter lever, stronger lift. Add just a whisper of graduation in the back and a gentle bevel at the ends, and you create a nape that doesn't lie flat against your coat. Picture walking into the bakery and feeling a tiny triangle of air between your hair and your neck. That's lift you can actually feel. But don't count the lob out. A well-cut lob with invisible internal layers, not choppy pieces you see, but light layers you only feel, keeps the perimeter looking full while quietly removing the bulk that pulls strands down. That's how you get swing without see-through ends. I once watched a seasoned stylist in Cleveland use the floating weight line trick. She snipped the tiniest internal shelf above the hem, so the bottom looked plush, yet moved like silk. The reason is simple thin hair feels heavy when it's all one length. Give it a hidden hinge and it comes alive. Lift lives at the line. Even at home, the difference shows. Bob, More work at the roots, less length to smooth. Lob. Less root focus, more mid-shaft shaping. If your wrists ache after 5 minutes with a dryer, the bob is merciful, 2 quick passes, and you're done. If you enjoy a slow round brush ritual with the morning news, the lob gives you the canvas to play on. Choose for your wrists, not for a commercial. Here's a quick test you can do today. Bend at the waist, flip your hair forward, and count to 10 as you rough dry the roots with your fingertips. Stand up. If your hair flattens right away, a bob's higher weight line will be your ally. If it keeps a soft cloud of movement, you can carry a lob with ease. The goal is fullness, that feels like your hair on its best afternoon, not stiff, sprayed helmet hair on a random Tuesday. Now that we've talked lift, let's talk light, because shine is silver hair's quiet magic trick, and length changes how that light plays. A polished bob gives you a glass effect. Light runs straight down the short, tidy edge and bounces back as a clean line. That's why a chin-skimming bob with a beveled hem can look thicker than it really is. Light lies before hair counts. On camera, it's striking. In person, it carries that fresh haircut glow for weeks. A lob tells a different story. It scatters light along a longer path, especially if you add a soft 2-inch bend, just one turn of a curling wand, or a single Velcro roller at cheekbone height. Suddenly, every bend catches the light like a thin silver ribbon. No miracle serum required, just a length that invites shape. It reminds me of the library desk lamps I used to work under. The glossy dust jackets reflected in one sharp beam, while matte covers caught and softened the glow. Same light, different surface. Hair works the same way. Small tweaks change everything. On a lob, a deep side part can create a false stack on one side drama without scissors. On a bob, moving the part breaks that school photo symmetry. And if your silver is naturally cooler at the roots and softer at the ends, a lob shows that gradient like watercolor. If your grandchild says your hair looks shiny like a race car, you've nailed it. If they say, fluffy like the cat, raise the bend higher or trim the hem. Light doesn't just show the cut, it reveals the care in every inch. Shine is lovely on day one, but the real test is how your cut lives with you day after day. That's where maintenance and lifestyle step in. A chin-length bob is like a favorite black sweater. It stays sharp when you keep it fresh. That means a trim every 6 to 8 weeks, so the edge stays crisp and the weight line sits exactly where it should. It's polish you can see. A lob is more forgiving. You can stretch trims to 10 or even 12 weeks. Dust the ends at home if you're confident, and still look intentional. And if arthritis or wrist pain is part of your reality, shorter hair means faster drying and easier round brushing without breaks. Where you live matters too. Ohio winters taught me that high collars, scarves, and surprise gusts at the grocery store door can ruffle shoulder-length hair into knots. In July, though, a lob feels like summer itself. Light, sweeping, easy. Hearing aids, or snug glasses. A bob keeps hair from tangling around the ear. Love statement earrings? Bobs showcase them. Lobs flirt with them. Travel often? A bob packs light one brush, one small dryer, done. Prefer to air dry with a little sea salt spray on the patio? A lob has room to relax as it dries. 2 honest questions to ask yourself. How often will you really get a trim? How much time do you want to spend on your hair most mornings? Choose for the life you live, not the life in a commercial. Hair loves structure. Faces love softness. Find the overlap that flatters both. Once you've matched your cut to your lifestyle, there's still one smart step before the scissors. Try it on for a day. For a faux bob, Tuck the bottom 2 inches of your lob under your collar and pin it softly at the nape. Check your profile in the mirror. Does it feel fresher? Wear it around the house. See if having your neck free makes you stand taller. For a faux lob, if you're starting with a bob, ask your stylist to lengthen the front corners over 2 appointments while keeping the back neat. That gradual front focus gives you the lob's sweep without losing the bob's control. And if you need proof that small shifts change everything, Dottie, my neighbor, swore her hair couldn't do anything. Her stylist moved her from a tired, shoulder-skimming cut to a jaw-hugging bob with the tiniest undercut at the nape, so the top layers sat proud. 2 days later, she sent a photo. Turquoise earrings swinging, with a note. I look like myself again. Sometimes it's not about chasing a trend, it's about finding the shape that lets you recognize yourself in the mirror. If the at-home trial gives you a clear favorite, the next step is simple. Tell your stylist exactly what you want, without drowning them in jargon. If you're leaning lob, ask for soft, cheekbone-grazing layers in the front that blend into the length, plus invisible internal layers, no obvious choppy bits, to keep the perimeter solid but moving. If you're leaning bob, be clear about where the waistline should sit to create lift without exposing the nape. The magic phrases are tiny graduation at the back and beveled hem at the sides, polish without choppiness. Bring 2 photos you genuinely like and 1 you don't. That don't is just as useful. It shows exactly what to avoid. And one last language tip. Skip the word texture unless you mean internal lightening. Many stylists hear it and thin out the perimeter, which is the opposite of what fine silver hair needs. A good stylist will hear your vision, see your features, and tailor the cut so it feels like you from the very first day. This isn't about recreating a picture, it's about crafting your frame. Even with the perfect plan, there's one length worth skipping because it works against fine silver hair, no matter how well it's cut. It's the chob that in between, just below the jaw and just above the collarbone. On paper, it sounds versatile. In real life, it's exactly where coat collars, scarves, and even seatbelts rub. The friction phrase fine ends fast, leaving them looking stringy long before your next trim. The fix is simple. Leap over the danger zone. Go a touch above the jaw for a true bob, or drop to the collarbone for a lob. Both lengths hold their shape longer and keep your hair looking intentional instead of in between. Think of it as choosing a hemline just high enough to flatter the leg, or low enough to feel fluid. The awkward middle is where the fabric bunches and the beauty disappears. So, we've walked through frame placement, volume physics, shine, lifestyle, and even that one danger length. Now it's time to make the choice feel simple. If you crave lift with minimal effort, a bob that respects your jawline and collar habits will deliver precise, light, and easy to style. If you crave movement and light play, a lob with invisible layers will keep the ends plush and the shape soft. Neither is younger. The right one is yours. Here's how to feel it. With a bob, your neck meets the air when you walk. Scarves sit just right. Earrings shine, and your hand runs over a clean, book-like edge at the back. With a lob, your collarbone catches a gentle sweep as you turn. Steam from your tea, fogs your glasses, and brushes a few strands. You tuck, you untuck, and it looks effortless. Forget the promise of products. The real magic is placement, putting length and weight where your features and your life say yes. Still undecided? Stand in front of a mirror and quietly say the word that makes you smile more. Lift or swing. Lift, book the bob. Swing, book the lob. Picture this as you leave the salon. Late afternoon sun, jacket open. The bob? The wind lifts the edge, and you feel that triangle of air at your neck sharp, clear, present. The lob? The ends sweep and catch the light like silver ribbons, soft, moving, alive. After 60, your hair doesn't need permission. It needs a plan. Now, you've got one.